Chris Roberts here for Fight Up TV. I'm joined by Darren Till. How's things?
Good.
Obviously we had the press conference yesterday. We had the UFC announcements a few months, but obviously the press conference yesterday. How are you feeling obviously ahead of that now, and now that the fight is 100% happening, you're gearing up to it 100%? How are you feeling following that from yesterday?
I think I'm more a bit fired up because I was able to meet Masvidal, so I was able to get a feel from him. We done like around the table, sort of a little bit similar to the boxing, and like I just don't think there was any fakeness or bullshit there. I think it was just me and him being real with each other, saying that we want to basically hurt each other, knock each other out, and then obviously peace and love after it. So it was just good to get a feel for the whole event, the buzz and that surrounds it. I think it's one of the best UFC London events that's ever been. So I am proper looking forward to it. And
when you look into his eyes, what are you seeing? What is it? What a fight are you expecting to get from him?
Just a game bred, because he's game as fuck. Like I think he's been fighting for as long as I've been alive, so I don't think there's any fear there with him. I just think that he knows the challenge ahead. He knows I'm no mug. He knows I'm the bigger, younger, faster fighter, and he knows he's got to train hard and really bring his A game, which I know I have as well. So I'm not really trying to capture anything from his eyes. I'm just really going about it all, and I'm enjoying it a lot. Like yesterday, the whole day, I really enjoyed every part about it. So
obviously a lot of respect between yourself and your opponents, but yourself and Leon Edwards, obviously there was a lot of friction between the two of you there. What would you prefer it in terms of your lead up to the fight? Would you prefer it to be a bit more needle, or
I don't mind. I'm easy. I can give shit. I can take shit, and I can be respectful, and I can accept the respect. Like Leon, I can't really hate on the guy for pushing for a fight with me. Yeah, I am the biggest name in British MMA. That's just no lie. That's not me sitting here being cocky. I am. Yes, I am the #1 in Britain because I'm #3 in the world. So all them comments he was making, like, you're not the #1. I'm the main event and I'm #3 in the world. It doesn't matter. Like what. It doesn't matter what you think of my skill set or what you think you'll do to me. You can't deny the facts, and the facts are that. It's like, he just come across a bit. It was a bit like it was cringy in the press conference because he's saying all these things that are facts. I wouldn't mind if we were both, around the same thing, and it's like, yeah, well, let's just say we were both on the main event, but the show is based around me and Masvidal. I'm the main event, and do you know what I mean? He was saying like the main event should have been me and him. Why? I've just come off a title shot. You've just barely beat Cowboy. Like, I don't understand that. Like, he's talking about my skill set, but me, Leon and Cowboy, with 3 of us as strikers, I demolished Cowboy in a round, and Leon struggled for 5 rounds on a poor Cowboy. But Cowboy was sick for that fight. Cowboy didn't make lies up. So, but that's all. But it's all bullshit. If he beats Gunner, the fight can happen, can't it? But if I beat Masvidal, it's sort of like, so am I going back or forward? Like, I'm pushing for a title shot. I want to be a champion. It's not. I'm not declaring fights from Leon. Leon's just not there quite yet. I moved past him in the rankings too fast to even notice him. That I took my chances and my opportunities with Cowboy, and I went with them. And do you know what I mean? So I'm not hating on him for pushing for a fight with me, but go about it a little bit differently. Like, don't say I'm not the #1. I am the #1.
Do you just feel like he's trying to take some of your shine on?
Yeah, probably a little bit of jealousy. I'd probably be the same. I don't really know, but I wouldn't go about it that way. He's saying that he called me out on Twitter. Every welterweight calls me out on Twitter. Like, I'm probably more called out than the champion, so that doesn't mean anything. Until the UFC offer me the fight, it doesn't mean anything. No matter, don't sit there and convince yourself that I'm scared here, because I'm not. The fight's just not getting made yet because you're not quite there. And he's been fighting longer than me. He's older than me. So, but I've made all the right decisions and all the right routes and ran with my opportunities.
Do you feel now, as obviously your profile growing, that you do have more of a target on your back, and it's something that you've got to get used to in the game?
I don't have to get used to it. I don't really give a fuck if there's a target on my back or not. I'm not scared of anyone. If anyone wants to say something, come and say it. Leon's pushing for the fight. Ben come to the UFC and he's pushing. The funny thing is, like, it's different. Leon was doing a little bit what Ben was doing, like discrediting my skill set. Like, you don't do that. If you're gonna get the fight, but don't be saying my chin's up in the air and that. Well, you've got loads of faults. Do you know what I mean? Like, so, but I wouldn't sit there and say that. I just led you like I did in the press conference. I just led them. Like, Ben coming into the UFC was like discrediting my skill set. Yeah, okay, you've got many years on me, and you're probably a very much wiser, you know, individual in life because you're a lot older and he is an intelligent bloke. But don't fucking sit there and discredit me and say all these stupid madness. You know, like if he really wants to say it, he can come to my face and say it. Other than that, shut the fuck up. Like, it's just a bit disrespectful. But that's just him. He's just a piece of shit. And he's obviously a piece of shit if that's how he goes about things. So all these people who talk shit, you know, some of them are the real shit talkers, and the others are they're just clueless idiots, and I don't really have any time for them.
I just want to reflect a little bit on 2018 really, and how you kind of taken that year, going obviously into this fight in 2019. Obviously, you know, a big fight in Liverpool against Thompson. Yeah. Obviously the loss over in the US. I mean, what sort of how do you sum up that experience really in terms of the highs and the lows, and how have you kind of taken that? You know, it's a mental year really, and then kind of using that, you know, to your advantage in 2019.
Yeah, unbelievable, because I think in life and in fighting there's highs and lows. You can't have it all your way. So I had my first low, should we say, in 2018 with the loss. But you know, look at what I achieved as well. And I only had 2 fights. Imagine if I would have had 4. What more I could have achieved. Like this year, I want to be considered to represent England. You know, I want to be nominated for the BBC Sports Personality. You know, an MMA fighter's never won it, so why can't I do it? And a lot of people might say, well, Darren, you're not like exactly the kind of guy they're looking for because you swear and you're a bit out of context. Yeah, but that's just me being real. Like, what would you rather, you know, the parents, you know, kids follow? Someone who just is real and speaks from the heart, or someone who's fake and you know, is like a fake individual. Like, what you see with me is what you get. So like, you know, I wanna just do all them things, and just, you know, people to look back and say, you know, look at the legacy Till created. He was one of the best. He was one of the most fierce, and you know, stuff like that. So this 2018, I've got a lot of plans, and I've got a lot of stuff I want to achieve, and I'm sure I'll achieve it.
What was in terms of you know, dealing sort of on the emotional side with the loss to Tyrone? What was it? How was it kind of in the immediate aftermath and the immediate reflection? Obviously the disappointment, you could see the emotional, you know, in your face afterwards. But in sort of the weeks after that, and what was sort of the process of you know, that development of sort of coming to terms with that, and then pushing on and then putting that behind you?
This is what happened to me the weeks after. Is like I wouldn't be thinking about it, and then Woodley would pop into my head, how he caught me, and I'd be like, oh fuck, I'd be like, oh you bastard, like oh if only he wouldn't have caught me and I could have got into me rhythm in the third or something, you know, like got a bit more fired up and started firing shots at him. But you know, and then I'd be like, oh well, just don't worry about it. And then the day after, like, oh, he got me, you know what I mean? That's just how it is. Listen, losing's a part of life, you know, and I lost, and I lost to the better man, and I can accept that. You know, I just want to come back better from it, and more mature. I don't want to sit there and, you know, I know that TJ, you know, just as an example, I know TJ got beat by Cejudo, and in my opinion, the stoppage was very early. You know, me, just let them fight. You know, TJ did do the massive weight cut, which I thought, wow, you know, respect to the weight cut. I have a hard one myself, but TJ's on the mic after it, and he's like, you did not win. Well, he did, because he rocked the fucking life out of you, and you know, probably could have finished it if it would have went on longer or not. But all that, I just don't like that. You know what I mean? Like, let's just say that Woodley never tapped me, and he was just throwing elbows, and the ref stopped it. As much as I know that he shouldn't have stopped it, because I wasn't here from the elbows, and they were heavy elbows, I wouldn't be in the press conference go, Woodley, you did not win. It just makes you seem like a bit of an arsehole. Yeah. I'm not saying TJ's an arsehole, you know, but the way he done it wasn't me. Do you know what I mean? Like, he was like, Cejudo, you did not win. Listen, mate, you know, give him the win and get the rematch, or, you know, chase it or whatever. Do what I'm doing. Like, I won't, Woodley's name won't enter my mouth until I feel like I've earned that rematch. I'm the one chasing Woodley now. He's not chasing me. He doesn't give a fuck about me. Do you know what I mean? So, just stuff like that.
Is there anything you would do different in the preparation and tactically in that fight at all?
I wouldn't. 2 things. I wouldn't underestimate Woodley like I did, and I'd warm up better in the back changing rooms. I always have a fierce warm up. I'm always sweating. I'm always fired up. But that time I wasn't. I was very calm, relaxed, and just like, yeah, only fighting one of the greatest welterweights. I'm gonna beat him. So just them two mistakes I thought that I did.
But it's the experience though,
Yeah,
do you know what I mean? Because obviously it's first time fighting for the title.
Yeah.
You know, it's that experience you're gaining that every time.
Woodley had to take 3 losses before he got where he got. So you know, we all have to do it.
Does it relieve in a weird way? Like, does it relieve any pressure having a loss?
Yeah, I suppose, yeah, because it's funny as well, as you said about the target on my back. How many fighters, welterweight, you think were sitting behind the screens, or just UFC fighters in general, thinking, I hope to God Till gets beat. You know, just because I had all that momentum. You know, the fans love me because, you know, they see real, they go with the realness. Like, look at Mike Tyson, look how many fans he's got worldwide, because he's just, no matter, as much as he was a bit of a fuck up, he was just a real motherfucker. He was an animal. I'm not saying I'm Mike Tyson, but you know, I was with a lot of momentum, and people were probably thinking, fucking hell, if he wins this title, we've got like sort of another loudmouth on our hands, cocky, brash, whatever, and Dana's going to love him and that. But you know, it didn't happen. So
I think though, mate, the way you handled it, and I don't want to kind of carp on about this, but just the way you handled it, you handled it with a lot of class.
Yeah.
And I think when that happens, you show a different side to your personality. Do you know what I mean? And people will relate to that.
Yeah, a lot of people will be thinking, well, how's Darren Till going to react when he gets beat? Is he still going to be that cocky, loud, brash person? And don't get me wrong, I'm still cocky, loud and confident because I believe in myself. But I was humble. Like, I didn't get on the mic and go, well, I didn't discredit the champion. I just said, he won, fair and square. Like, what do people want me to say? What do fighters... What goes through their mind when they think they've got a loss? Do they just all the excuses start rolling off? Yeah, I could start saying that my both knees need surgery, that I've got proper bad sinus problems, but they're not excuses because I don't give a fuck about them in the gym. So why would they be a problem in the fight? This is what I don't understand with fighters who make excuses up. You lost that fight. No matter what happens, you lost that fight. There is no excuses. Take your loss like a fucking man and move on from it, and that's what I did.
Well said. I just want to talk about, you know, another major thing that, you know, has happened in your life. Your birth of your daughter, which is amazing. I seen her down in the gym actually the other day, which was great. How's that changed things? What's Darren Till, the dad, like?
I've got 2 daughters now, and when I had my first daughter, I was struggling a lot in life. You know, I was in Brazil training under Marcelo and Astor fight team, and you know, the way my life was then was wake up, go and teach, go and train, come home, eat, go and teach, go and train, come home, go and teach, train. You know, I'd train at 11 at night. I would go and do my strength and conditioning because over there the gyms are open like, till dead late. And there'd be days I'd be coming home and my girlfriend at the time be like, we've got no money for rent, we've got no money for nappies, we've got no money for milk. You know, what are you doing about this, what are you doing about that? And it was a lot of like pressure because I thought, fuck, like it was a hard time in my life with my first daughter. Now with my second, I'm more relaxed, shall we say, because I'm not a millionaire, but I'm comfortable in life. So I get up in the morning now, I have my breakfast, you know, with my girlfriend and my daughter. I come to the gym, I train like I always train. I train very hard. I come home, I'll have a job or 2 a year. You know, I've been clever with my money. I've invested in like restaurants and other things. So you know, I'll have a job or 2 to do. But I've got a lot of time. You know, if she ever says to me, Darren, we need to pay this, we need to pay that, I can pay it. You know, so I don't really have any of them worries, so there's not a lot of stress up on me. So it's like, I don't know, I've got more time for my second daughter than I had for my first. And I know it sounds mad saying it, but as much as I love them both equally, I don't feel like I appreciated my first daughter in the first year she was born. I was with her, you know, she's 5 now, and you know, I'm a big part of her life, but the first year was a stressful year because I was like, am I going to make it? As much as I believed in myself, I was like, is this struggle going to carry on? Whereas with my second daughter now, there's no real struggle, and I hope to never return to the struggle. Maybe one day I will, and I'll say, fuck it, let's get on with it. But that's if I can just explain what it's like being a father for the second time.
But I think it also comes with the growth of the person, and you know, if you take the financial elements out of it, yeah, you know, you can pay your bills and stuff, but in terms of, you know, I think maybe even, you know, I don't know, but even if you go back to the day where, you know, maybe if you had a few quid, maybe you would still feel the same. I don't know.
Maybe, yeah.
But it's like the growth of that person, how you process the emotions of that responsibility almost, you know?
Yeah, well, it's weird as well because I'm in a different country. I've never had a kid. I've never had a real girlfriend. And then all of a sudden, you know, I'm in another country trying to get along, and then my baby girl's coming, and it's all like, wow. you know, and whereas now with the second daughter, I know what to expect, and I'm in me, you know, I'm in sort of like my place, Liverpool. So that, you know, I'm just trying to explain it. All of us probably have had them experiences, but I'm just saying, man, openly, and you know, I miss my first daughter. Like, fuck, after this fight, I'm going to visit her straight away. But you know, as I say, all this sacrifice will be worth it. You know, when she doesn't have to worry about them bills like I did, and you know, she's getting along in life. Her mother in Brazil is a fantastic mother. You know, and my second daughter, her mother, my current girlfriend, is a fantastic mother as well. So, you know, I've been a lucky guy there.
Well said. I appreciate you know, sharing that. Like, I just want to talk about, obviously, you know, I seen you before Christmas coming into the ring with Mick Conlon in the boxing. What's your connection with Mick?
So Mick's an MTK fighter, and you know, I'm a fan of Mick, to be honest with you. I remember when Mick was in the Olympics and he flipped it, and that's a bit of me. That's Darren Till. You know, like I don't hold back with my tongue. You know, a lot of people probably don't like how I am. You know, there's probably a lot of parents who say I'm not really like Darren Till because he swears a lot and that. But as I said before, mate, you know, with me, you know that you're getting, you know, real. You know, the world's changing a lot. Social media's changing. People are just fake as fuck on social media, whether it be celebrities, Instagrammers, or reality TV stars, or fighters. I see a lot of fighters and I look at them and I follow some of them and I think, what the fuck are you doing? Like,
it's a worrying time, isn't it?
It's a worrying time, yeah. Like, you know, I get a lot of people saying to me, would you know, post this for me, like a t-shirt or whatever, and I say yeah, and I try to post it in the most genuine way possible. You know, you'd never see me posting it like looking away from the camera, like I just can't stand it. And I've seen fighters doing it, and I'm not about that shit. And I've got a lot of mates that would probably slap the fucking head off me if I did do that. So it is like worrying times. But like Mick is cut from the same cloth as me, comes from Ireland. Like, Ireland's got like a connection with Liverpool, and he's an MTK fighter, so I've had connections with him in the past. And it was me who asked, as much as Mick wanted it. I said to MTK, like, I said, can I walk him out? I said, you know what, I'd love to walk him out. I said, you know, I asked for Frampton as well, but you know, he was the main event, so I think he had loads of people with him, so maybe next time. But it was just such a surreal experience that, you know, I look up to Mick. He probably, I don't know if he looks up to me or what, but you know, I'm a fan, mate.
Would you like to see Carl Frampton back out? Yeah,
listen, that fight was really good. Like, for Frampton to stay in them first few rounds was just ridiculous. So much heart. Jamie Moore's a great trainer, and that Josh Warrington, like, he is some ferocious fighter. Like, honestly, I'd seen a few of his fights. I remember he was fighting Lee Selby, was it?
Yeah.
And he was an underdog and whatever, and he won. But that fight, just to see it live, like, I was like, wow. So I don't know whether the rematch will happen again straight away. I wanted to, because it was a great fight. Maybe Frampton will come in with a different perspective, but unbelievable fight. But Frampton, mate, as I say, lost. I think when you lose in boxing, people think you're finished, and in MMA you can have like 3 or 5 losses or 10 and it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Boxing's a bit different. Like, look at Khan. Like, it's weird with Khan. I'm not like really a fan, but I'm not a fan of how he conducts himself, like on social media or outside. But as a fighter, how game he is and how good I think he is. Like, I think if he had just a bit more to his game, he'd be so unstoppable.
What do you think about Khan Crawford?
I do think Crawford is probably going to win, but I really want Khan to win. I just said this is me, I'm just saying, I'm not really a fan of Khan on outside the ring. Like, I don't think the way he carries himself is nice. I just don't like it. But as a fighter, I'm massive Khan fan, and I really want him to win, like 100%. And it's great for British boxing, you know what I mean? Like, a lot of people like to hate on their own, like, you know, I've just said there outside, but inside I want him to win and win. It builds the profile of us as English fighters, you know. I'm all behind it.
And I just want to finish off on it, actually, about I know you're close with Tyson Fury, you know him quite well. What have you seen the recent pictures of him?
Yeah.
I mean, it's absolutely, it's amazing.
Yeah.
His jawline. He's probably in better shape than he was when he fought Klitschko.
Yeah, listen, mate, I wouldn't really, like, a lot of people come up to me and say, oh, you're mates with Steven Gerrard, and I say, I'm not really, I'm like a fan, and he just like gives me the time of day, you know. I don't go for lunch with him or nothing, and that's how it is. It's the same with Tyson Fury. Like, he is a sound fella, but I'm a fan, mate. Like, I'm just a fan of him as himself. Like, it's funny because you'll never see Tyson Fury with like a Nike sponsor or anything because of what he does, his mouth, and what he's been through. But I don't think he gives a fuck, and neither do I. Like I just love how open and truthful he is, and he's the people's champ. He's the people's champ. So he's training now. He's come back from all he come back from, and and look at him, mate. He's, in my opinion, this is not me being biased, I think he's the best heavyweight in the world right now. I really do. I think if he fights Wilder again, I think it's going to be a different story. And I think if he fights Joshua, I think it'll be a different story. And listen, inside the ring, I'm a fan of Joshua. I think he's ferocious, but same again outside, I'm not really a big fan. Like, you know, but Fury, mate, he's my main man.
Good man. Darren Till, thanks very much for talking to Fight Up TV. Good luck in the UFC in London. I'm sure you're going to do the business. Good man. Cheers.